a secret side of me I never let you see. I keep it caged but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it.
Welcome once again to the Post Concocted Preview Show. It's Conference Championship Week throughout the country, but before we get to those games, let's talk about the South Carolina-Clemson game last weekend, where the Gamecocks walked away with a dominant victory.
Well, it was the 109th meeting between Clemson and South Carolina at Williams-Brice Stadium on Saturday night. Here in the first quarter, Connor Shaw hits Bruce Ellington in stride for a 49-yard touchdown, and the Gamecocks led it 10-0. In the second quarter, the Tigers get on the board with a 9-yard touchdown pass from Taj Boyd to Dwayne Allen, making it 10-7 Gamecocks. Late in the first half, Shaw calls his own number and runs it in from 15 yards out as Carolina led at 17-10 at halftime. Here in the fourth quarter, after a Devontae Holloman interception, Connor Shaw hits Alshon Jeffrey with a perfect throw for an 18-yard touchdown. He had 3 touchdown passes on the night as the Gamecocks make it 3 in a row over Clemson, winning 34-13 and reaching 10 wins for the second time in school history.
With the win over Clemson Saturday night, South Carolina was able to reach the 10-win mark, making this one of the most successful seasons for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, they've won 10 games in a season for just the second time in school history and the first time since 1984. They've gone 8-0 versus Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, and Clemson in the past 2 seasons, and have now beaten Clemson 3 times in a row for the first time since the 1970s. Even though the Gamecocks will be missing out on the SEC title game, it has been a very strong season for Coach Spurrier in South Carolina.
As we move on to conference championship games throughout the country, we'll start off with the SEC championship game, which features Georgia facing a top-ranked LSU team.
The Tigers enter the game as a 2-touchdown favorite over Georgia and have won every game they've played this season, including 3 wins over top 5 teams. If Georgia wants to have a chance in this ballgame, they're going to need to play the game of their lives in Atlanta. I like LSU winning this game big, 31-17 over Georgia.
Next, we'll move on to the ACC championship game, which features a red-hot Virginia Tech team and a struggling Clemson team.
Clemson comes into this game losing 3 of their last 4 games after starting out 8-0. Virginia Tech hasn't lost since October 1st, a 23-3 loss to Clemson. I think the Hokies will continue their winning ways and take down the Tigers in this rematch from earlier in the year. Hokies 31-21.
Next, we'll take a look at the first ever Big Ten championship game that has Michigan State taking on Wisconsin.
In the first matchup of these 2 teams this season, Michigan State won a thriller in East Lansing 37-31 on a Hail Mary as time expired. This should be the most interesting and competitive game out of all the conference championship games. I think that Wisconsin will be able to bounce back and win this time around versus Michigan State 35-31.
One last game that isn't a championship game but has big BCS implications is Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State.
The Sooners come into this matchup top 5 in the nation in passing yards per game and top 10 in points per game. The Cowboys rank just ahead of the Sooners in each of those categories as well, so this should be a shootout between these 2 rivals. I like Oklahoma State to win this game 42-38 and stay in the BCS picture.
That'll wrap it up for the Post Concocted Preview Show Conference Championship Week. Follow our updates on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks as we preview South Carolina's bowl game.